Good afternoon, everybody. Sponge Daddy Hawk here, and again I am counting my blessings, naming them one by one. This is day and blessing number 11 on July the 8th, 2016. And today's is in light of current events. I have to say what I feel blessed about and grateful for is all of the fine police officers that serve and put their lives on the line for us every day so that we can be safe. I do not like what happened in Dallas, but unfortunately it was racial reaction to the shootings in Baton Rouge of a man and a shooting in Minneapolis of a black man. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the answer is. 99.99% of our police out there are wonderful men of great integrity that really want to protect and serve. And sadly, we rarely hear about the amazing things they do. We only tend to hear about the bad things that happen, and that's the media. The media loves ratings above all. They don't give a crap about informing us. They just want to make ratings, because I'll tell you right now, 3 of the top 5 demographics to be killed by police are Native American, but you never hear of one, do you? Rarely, if ever. It's because there's so few of us, and we don't, raise a stink. But when you can tell a story and anger a bunch of black people that justifiably get angry about this, then they do damage and stuff like that. It gets you more ratings because you can tell that story. People need to realize how much the media is manipulating us. They really are. I could tell you stories like when recently a local police officer was murdered by a black man. Our local media ran it, Fox News ran it, CNN had it nowhere. Because you know why? It wouldn't inflame things. And that's just the way it is. I watch it every day, watch them manipulate us. Try to, anyway. As far as how do we fix the problem, I have a couple ideas. First of all, we need to do better psychological testing on our recruits for the police department. And I am not trying to knock veterans in any way. Please understand that. But many of the people that serve us as policemen are war veterans. And they're coming back from an area where they frankly had no idea who the enemy was. Anybody around could kill them. And I'm sorry, but that does heighten your senses and give you a little bit of, oh my God, it affects you the rest of your life. These poor souls, these poor soldiers are depicted to this. But they want to love us and serve us, so they join the police force. We need to get better counseling for these guys. Also, one thing would be great, especially in cities, if you have a partner that you drive around with, I think the partnership should always be mixed race. Always, for every white officer, you should have a black officer as his partner. And that will desensitize them to thinking that every black man is going to pull a gun and shoot them. Because that is the fear right now among police officers. And it's racial, it's racist, but it's just the way they feel. And then I think if we mixed the partnership up, made them serve together more, it might change the mindset a little bit. But I'm so grateful because, that we did have people try to break in many years ago. That's how I got Freddie, long story there. But the police, they came in force, like 4 or 6 of them, I'm not really sure. And they searched every inch of my woods and property, trying to find the person they tried to break in, but they couldn't find them. But they really worked hard to protect us, and I'm grateful for that. I'm so sad about what happened, but we're going to see more and more of this until we learn to erase the hate in our hearts and erase the bias in our hearts. Somebody might not be racist, but they still have a reflexive action to fear black people. And it's like, I saw a black comedian once, and he was spot on. He said, if I see 6 bald white guys walking towards me, I'm not thinking cancer patients. These things get ingrained in us by the media, by what we see, by our parents. And, my dad was a cop for 27 years. But he was also really racist. Okay, I was 12 years old before I heard him say anything besides the N-word to describe a black man. But he had been through Korean War, and he'd also been through the Newark riots of the 50s and 60s. And told me some really horrible stories. And unfortunately, you get this reflexive action of fear, and fear and hate are what is causing this, and we've got to put an end to it. But I'm so blessed to live in a country where we have police that are willing to lay down their lives to protect me. You know how awesome that is? To know that if I really need help and there's a cop there, he will die to save me. And for that reason, I feel truly blessed. I'm going to show you one thing off topic here. Another one of our rescues. This is Kiko. Kiko-san. I also call him Lord Fluffy Buns. He's part Maine Coon, and as you can see, he's really fluffy. He's another rescue. Somebody dumped him off in the Walmart parking lot in Mayfield. My daughter brought him home, and he was very sick. Come to find out, he had a 2-foot-long tapeworm in his tummy, a little bit of medicine, and he was fine. And he's so sweet now and got just a tremendous purr, and he's very grateful we took him in. And he makes me feel blessed. Yes, I love you, Lord Fluffy Buns. But again, give thanks to the police officers out there that are willing to die for you. They really are. And like I said, 99.99% of them are awesome people. And some of the ones that make mistakes, it's not because they hate people, it's just a reflex. Alright, but because of the policeman, I feel blessed. And so are you. Oh, by the way, I'm up and about today on my feet, trying to cook some stromboli for my family. I'm really dragging, but I'm going to try to do it. It's an all-day job to make all the stromboli I need. I will try to post recipes and stuff if I haven't already on my Facebook page. I love you all very much, and remember, bad times are inevitable. Misery is optional. Just refuse to be miserable. And soar above the ordinary with the spirit of the hawk. Many blessings, and be well.